and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping. Today we are going to do a mixed media project. You know I love those, and this is something kind of out of necessity. I'll tell you what's going on. So when I do recording for my videos, I have this little post-it note. Can you see it says recording? And I stick it in the window going out to the deck, so my husband knows that I'm recording, and he can't come in. Well, of course he can come in. He just needs to be quiet because I'll get the background noise on my video, and then that's going to be a problem. So I was looking at this little post-it note the other day, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be this, creative person. Is that all I got? That this little thing that says recording? So this is going into the trash. And I had this in my stash. So it's like from trash to stash. That's kind of funny. This I got at a rummage sale. I picked it up for 50 cents, and I thought, I'll make something out of this. So my thought is I'm going to make that little recording sign. So then when I'm recording, I can hang it in the window, and he will know that I'm recording, and that will be super cool, I'm hoping. So first thing I'm going to do is cut off the end of that string so I can get that out of there, because I won't need that while I'm creating. It'll just be in the way. So I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do to cover this up? Because obviously it's got to be lighter than black so I can put my words on here, or my word. And I thought, well, what a better thing to do is use my collage boards, my master boards that I made many months ago, and I'll link it above here, how I made these. I think they turned out absolutely wonderful, and you're supposed to cut them up and use them in your projects, but I just can't bring myself to cut them up. I just love them as they are. So what I do is I go ahead and I photocopy the parts that I want, and that's what I'm going to do with these. Now this one got a little bit blurry on this side, so I'm going to use these two sides, and I'm going to put these away for future use. So best of both worlds. And get rid of some of this stuff. So I'm going to use my rip tool, and I'm going to rip these up, and I won't be sad about that because they're just copies. And I kind of like this beginning is the hardest part to be on here, so I'm thinking about that. Let's get rid of these white edges, and maybe that will get us started here. Now if you turn your rip tool this way, you can go ahead and pull as you're using it like that. I'm just need to get my garbage going here. I'm not thinking that I'm going to really need this end, but we'll just go ahead and do it anyways. That butterfly on there is real nice, so I kind of want to save that. I'm just pressing down on the edge there and pulling up on my paper, and it gives that nice jaggedy ripped edge without having too much difficulty, and it works really well. I got mine from Creative Memories from Carol Wood. She was selling some items at a stamp camp that I was at, and my friend and I both got one, and I used mine all the time. And I was at a used craft sale not too long ago, and I found another one, so I have a backup one. I'll probably take it down to the cottage and have it down there, so when I'm working on projects, I won't be like, oh shoot, I forgot my rip tool. I will have it down there. So that works out real well. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm going to lay this down and put my papers here, like so. I think that looks nice. I'm going to what am I going to do? I think what I'm going to do is turn these over. This is going to be on that side. And this is the blurry side, so I don't really want that. How about like this? Let's see what that looks like. I think that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to do this. Now this is the back side, so this is the front side, obviously. I'm going to just move these up a little bit. And I'm going to slather this with some, I think I'm going to use matte gel. And I'm using matte gel because it's a little stronger. And I think this will work great. So I'm putting my matte gel on my front of my board here. What do you want to call it? A sign. My sign, 50-cent sign. It is definitely worth it. I'm always looking for stuff like this at rummage sales. So give that a coat, and then we're going to flip it over. And remember, we're just creating the background, so, you know, hopefully that'll give a stick. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it over the front. And I'm going to do some stenciling or some stamping, I think, on here to write my recording on there. I'm going to have to find some big stamps because this is kind of a big piece, but it's going to be better than the little post-it note that I was using. After I thought about that, I'm like, geez, I'm supposed to be this creator here, and I've got this little post-it note piece of junk hanging on the window here. So that's how this project came about. I am pretty excited. I booked my first workshop that we're going to do in person, and I'm going to actually do it down at the cottage in Stoddard, Wisconsin, and it's going to be kind of inexpensive because we're just getting started here again, back to creating with InLive. $25, pretty inexpensive for a 2.5-hour workshop, and it's going to include a small lunch. I'll just do like a salad or something and probably something sweet. Alright, so this is down. I'm going to leave it dry for a bit, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go around the edges, and I think we will probably use our big emery board and go ahead and do it like that. So I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to have some breakfast and I will be back, okay? Alright, here we are. I'm back. This is dry. So let's go to town and take off this edge. It's a little awkward angle to do it on camera here. Otherwise, I'd have it down in my lap. But it's looking cool already, I think. There. Get rid of that. I kind of want to get a little bit of that rough on there. I think that's cool. And I'm just using this big emery board. They're really inexpensive. If I think of it, I'll link them below. I get a big box of them because I use them all the time for this reason, or for this purpose. All right, I'm just going to give it a wipe here with my towel. Get that crumbs off there. Change my craft mat. Everything's sticking to me. So cool. I like it. And look at how easy that background was, because we had our master board. So I think that's pretty darn cool. Now we're gonna have to put a little bit of paint on here to push that to the background. Otherwise you'll never be able to see the writing that we want to do. And what I chose was this chalk paint, and this is sheepskin, so it's not a total white. It's a little more off-white. I was afraid that this is going to be dried out. Look at that. That is totally dried out. Oh my goodness, I can't get, no, I cannot use that. So into the garbage that goes. Oh, I use that a lot, so it's okay. Trust me, I have plenty other paint. This one here is a permanent acrylic antique white. That will do the trick. And I'm just going to put it on with my brayer. And I'm going to turn this way so that we have it in the camera here. Maybe I can get the camera a little bit bigger. Yep, I can. There. Get that a little bit bigger. All right. So we want to push it a little bit to the background, but we don't want to go too crazy that we can't see what we want to see here, right? So I'm just going to kind of very gently and I'm hardly even going over it. Just adding another cool layer. I've got a lot of paint on my mat here, so I'm going to grab a journal and put that paint in the journal. I've got one here that I just put paint in. I just don't want to waste it. I'll just use my brayer here. And leave it sit out to dry for another project. I'm going to clean that up with my wet little towel that I have on my desk all the time. Clean up my brayer. Something I don't usually do is clean up my brayer, as you can see. And I'm just going to clean up this paint. I'm trying to be a little more clean with my creating so that I don't have to take a whole day to clean up my craft room. Sometimes that happens. So you can just pop that together. Good to go. Okay, I'm going to put a brown edge around this because I really like that look. I'm going to use my archival ink, putting a few things away here, and we need a sponge dauber. I've got a big one here, or a small one, excuse me, a small one here, and I'm just going to go around the edge like this. Now, this is too small for the job, so let me go get another one. And I've got these big babies. My friend Tina got me some of these for my birthday. I love them. Thank you, Tina, if you're watching. And see how that gives that edge a little distress. Now, when I was just on my walk, I was trying to think about what I was going to do with this. And of course, we've got to put the word recording on here. So I need to go through my stash and find some big letters or maybe big stickers or something that's going to suit that purpose. And also, don't ask me why, but this is how my mind thinks. I was thinking about just some little people down here. And I think that that idea came from looking at this. It was propped up in my craft room. This is an art journal page that I did, and it says Better Together, 6 feet apart. I can link that video for you here, how this was created, but I want to see if I can find some little people here because they're going to be like my audience. They're the people that are listening to me record my videos. So I'm going to go dig through my stash, find something for lettering, find some little people or something down here, and we'll be right back for the next step. We'll put that all together, we'll do some finishing touches, and this is going to be a finished project. So I will be right back at ya. Alright, I have searched my goodies, and this is what I've come up with. I liked the size of these letters. I was going to go with a stencil, but the letters just didn't seem to be big enough for the piece, so that idea was out. So I'm going through my stash, and here I come upon this 2 pieces of this paper, and obviously I saved it because I liked the letters. So I cut the letters that I needed out of this piece of paper, and of course I'm going to save this, you know me, because there's a lot of good letters left on here. Throw that over there. And I needed another R, R-E-C-O-R-D-I-N-G, recording. So I'm going to steal the R out of this one, and again, I will save this piece because it did come in handy, right? So here are my letters. Now I'm going to go around all my letters and cut them out because I want the background still, and I want the letters on there. So recording. I'll cut all of those out. I'll go around the edges with my archival ink, and you definitely don't need to watch me do that. Now here are my idea with all these little people. I went through my die cut block books, art by Marlene, and I dug out people that I thought would like to listen to my recordings. So I'm going to ink the edges with the brown also on there, and I think that they pop well enough with the background. We will do a little bit of charcoal around them, so we'll give them a shadow at the end. But I'm going to go ahead and do all of this off camera, and I will stick those down, and I'm going to use my matte gel and stick those down, and then we will have the letters up here for the recording. It will take me a little bit to do this, so to speed up the video for you, obviously you know how to fussy cut. I'm just going to fussy cut these letters out like I said, go around them with my archival ink and put these people down after I go around with my archival ink. And you will catch me right back here, and the next step will be the final details, and we will have a recording sign. Yay! Okay, be right back. Time for some finishing touches. Okay, so everything has been covered, and I used my matte medium. I stuck down all of the pieces. You can see how darn cute that is. I got out my um, brown Stabilo All, my 6B Extra Soft Charcoal Pencil, my pencil, a small paintbrush, a sharpener, a little bit of water, and I did want to show you this. I did get this chalk charcoal, white charcoal pencil by Master's Touch in a craft haul. I think there was two of them in a package for maybe $2.99 or something. Uh, don't bother. It does not work hardly at all. So not happy with that. You want to get this type. It's called Conte Paris, Conte Paris white pastel, and I'll link it below because it makes a huge difference. So I was looking through my stuff here just a minute ago, and I noticed that I got a whole bunch of that same name brand at a rummage sale, of course, and they've just been sitting here to the side. So I'm going to dig those out, and you can see all the colors that I got here. Um, It was last year at a rummage sale, and I haven't used them yet, so shame on me. But we'll go ahead and use them today. Yes, so let's go ahead and put finishing touches on here. I'm going to go around the bottom portion here with my 6B Extra Soft Charcoal Pencil. I'm just going to give it a border, and it's important to have your charcoal pencil real sharp so that you can go right around the edge of these little people and see how it gives it that shadow there. I don't want it to get too dark, but yet it needs a little shadow to make those really stand out from that background. Isn't that pig adorable there? He's adorable. And I'm not pushing too hard. And another thing that you might want to have is a little wet towel to keep wiping your finger off, and a dry towel to dry it off so that you can get right around there. I also use a little bit of water and a fine paintbrush, because you'll see sometimes you can't get right up to the image and it leaves a white border. Well, you don't want that. These finishing touches I absolutely love, and it can take me lots and lots of time to go ahead and do them. And I don't mind, because this is one of my favorite parts of creating these finishing touches and bringing it all to life. And remember that the charcoal pencils that we're using now, they're all water soluble, so if you get something down that you don't really care for, you can just dab it up with water. And I don't want to get too close to his face so you can't see the cute pig, but you can see how that makes a big difference from here to down here. It really makes it pop. So I'll continue with all of those on my own, and here's some of those colored pastels, and let's put a little bit on her yellow hair and see how that works. Yeah, I would say that works really great. See, this got a little bit of pink to her cheeks, a little bit of orange here on her shirt. Those little details make a big difference. I'm gonna also go ahead and sharpen this green one. It is quite broken. And they're not the easiest things to sharpen, I've been finding. It has quite a different size of sharpener that you need, so I did order one, but it's not here yet. But just a little bit of that green to her eyes, and make them pop. See? Wow, huh? Okay, so around the letters, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to work over here so I don't smudge any of that. I'm going to use my brown Stabilo pencil, and I'm just carefully going around the letters. And then, oops, I'm going to use my pencil and pull that out a little bit. And you don't want too much water. It's just a fine line. Too much, not enough. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. Practice, practice. I am kind of teaching myself, well, not teaching myself, but watching videos and learning about watercolor. That is a medium that I really, really think is wonderful, and I really want to learn how to do it better. So I've been practicing and really enjoying it. If anyone has any people that I should be watching for watercolor, leave the information in the description below. I'd appreciate it. Alright, so you can see how the letters are going to go. And again, I'll work on those off camera so that we can keep this going right along. I'm just going to dab that. And then I'm going to add that white. And then we'll show you. I think those will be super cute. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work on the letters and the people with my different tools here. And I'm going to put a little bit of the brighter color into the finished part. And we'll do some close-ups at the end. I hope you liked this project. Oh, I forgot to put my string back on, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I have this pokey tool. I'm going to go through the back. Go ahead and make the holes. Go ahead and make them this way. And I'm actually going to get my emery board and just take off that little bit of paper there. It doesn't bother me if it rips or anything. And then I can thread this string back through. There. And if that is too white for you, we will put the brown back in. There. An adorable project. So if you need any kind of sign, it could be a garden sign, it could be a keep out sign, it could be a welcome sign, you know, to put outside. You definitely have to seal this, so I would give it a spray with a spray sealer and then a cover of a varnish, and I'll link those products below so you have them. But yeah, any type of sign, even just a recording sign is what I needed. I didn't know I needed it until now, but good project. So stay tuned to the end and check out the up-close pictures, and we'll see you next Thursday for another project. And leave some comments below and subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you here, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.